This tutorial will cover Chapter 14, problem number 23, which is an intermediate problem. The purpose of this particular example is to look again at sequential access files, and we're going to use basically the same type of files we used in the previous tutorial, number 20, in that the file will contain prices. We'll create a program that calculates and displays the average price stored in the file. So let's start off by looking at the provided file. So here's our file, intermediate 23, and the content. So what we're going to do is write an application that is going to add these up and output the average for those files. If you'll notice, the intermediate text file is at the same level as the C++ file that we're working on. So we need some variables to get started here. And notice I've already included our normal includes, including iomanip and fstream. Again, iomanip because we want to set precision, and fstream because we're going to be reading from a file. So let's create some variables. We're going to need some variables to work with the data at hand. So double price, 0.0, oops, double total, integer count. Again, to get the average, we need a total amount and a count number of items. And double average. Okay, so that's all my variables. We need a file pointer, so ifstream equals in file. And then we need to open that. Oops. No equal sign there. We just need a ifstream type. So in file dot open. And again, we're just going to open that intermediate 23.txt file. And we're just opening this to read, so don't need any other options. Now we just need to do an if statement, if, and this is the way you're going to always work with these, because you always have to check to make sure that that open process worked. And then we're going to need to do an in file. Since it did work, we're going to do an in file and treat it as a data source. We're just going to input the price. And we're going to tell this while loop to keep going as long as in file does not reach the end of file. So again, once you've reached the end of file, that'll come back true, and we'll just negate that to make it false, and then that way we know to stop. So in the meantime, we just do a total plus equal, oops, price, count, plus plus, in file, and then we get another in file, price. And that's the end of our while loop. And then we need to, once we get out of that, then we need to end file.close. Remember, you should always close your file that you've got open. So the next we do an average equals total slash count. And then we just need to do a cout, fixed set precision. Oops. Two, and then C out. And remember, we're still operating inside of a if control structure, so we need to do an else so we just need to write out a little error message. And that's it. So let's make sure we save everything. And then let's build it and run it. Okay, so now let's look at what's going on here. Notice it says that the file could not be opened. That means that we don't have the file in the right place for it to be read. So I'm going to move it so that it's in the same exact place as our executable, our C++ file. And that didn't solve it. My first attempts at running this showed me that I could not find the file. And what I had to do was move that to a different location. So I'm going to look at this in File Explorer view. And what you can see is I had to move the file to my solution directory and then dig down into where it's exercise 23, and notice that's where I had to put the file for it to read. So that's all we had to do. And now if I run this, notice that I see my average coming up, and that's all good. So our program is successful. This has been Mike Shore from Peace University.